The morning of our flight, thunderstorms in the northeastern United States were causing serious flow control issues going into the New York area, specifically Newark. By the time our 737 left the runway, we were 3 hours and 45 minutes late for a 4-hour layover. We didn't make up any time in the air, but we didn't lose any either. By the time my feet were inside the terminal, I had exactly 15 minutes to make it from one gate to the other, which fortunately was in the same terminal. When I got to the plane, I learned that they were actually holding it for us, and some other passengers as well. By the time I sat down, my hands were literally shaking from the adrenaline. But by the time they got all the paperwork done and everyone situated, our bags even had time to make the flight. Now it was time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the next 14 hours. finally here in South Africa. The new has definitely worn off those long flights from the first time I came. Same room as last year. Fun fact, this marks my 10-year anniversary to Africa. Not my 10th trip, but my 10-year anniversary. We built in a rest day to fight jet lag between landing in South Africa and going to Namibia, and spent it by visiting a cheetah sanctuary. The goal is to rehabilitate the cheetahs and reintroduce them to the wild, but when that's not possible, they house them and other animals permanently.
We've got Becky and we've got Rock next to her. He's the slightly smaller one. Spotted hyenas, matriarch rank-land, all females are higher ranked than your males. Females also eat first and actually are larger than your males because of a higher level of testosterone or testosterone-like hormone. White teeth is known as rowan. The one with the black tip tail is reef. These guys are from our more normal bloodlines.
Listen to that noise.
Sorry, big boy, just now. But yes, everything about them is built for speed. That long leg, those long legs, long body increases that stride length to that 69 meters. Their spine is actually it works like a spring and very flexible, allowing them to use it as a spring to propel them forward and stuff like that. Their tail is actually flat, it's oval shaped, especially the tip. If you look at it carefully, you'll see that it's used for a boat's rudder, allowing them to make up to 90-degree turns. It's also quite heavy. It weighs about 5% of their total body weight, allowing them to make up to not only 90-degree turns, but even when their shoulder is about 5 centimeters off the ground in a turn, a flick of their tail can have them upright and running straight again. Only their dew claw is sharp because the rest all sit on the ground, so they wear them blunt. They're not very good climbers because of it, but that dew claw is their only sharp claw because it never touches the ground. They're not quite showing it at the moment, but in that little black tuft just above the ground is where it's hidden. And that is their tripping and gripping claw, as well as their ripping claw. And it's one that we as the people who work with them are actually the most afraid of.
I'm sure.
Because it's the one that will reach us first. Deer lions work like their natural inbuilt sunglasses so they can see better in the early morning and late afternoon lighting, which is often when they hunt because it is cooler out. It's also while there's still lots of sunlight, while most other predators don't hunt. Sharp Willie. So he's going to feed them. We are going to drive off straight away, otherwise they follow us up and cause problems.
Fair enough.
We will watch the other boys eat.
Hey, hey, hey.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have very prominent tear lines.
Oh, yeah.
They're very faded, so we can't really release him because of that. We also can't breed him because we're scared that it is actually something he carries on through his genes. He also has a split tongue.
How'd that happen? Just born that?
He was born that way. He's got a split tongue. We didn't even realize it until recently. When we were looking at some of the pictures one of us took.
How old are these guys?
These guys are about 4. It went quick, no?
The following day we landed in Namibia, but as we would learn, our rifles did not. The third party responsible for transporting firearms from the terminal to the airplanes in Johannesburg let the registration on their one and only vehicle expire, and the South African government literally would not let them drive it. With assurances that our rifles would be on the next day's flight, we headed to the Covis Lodge to settle in for the next